At 2:13 a.m., a hooded figure walks up like he lives here. No broken window, no screaming alarm. 90 seconds later, the driveway is empty. So who steals 500 cars in 1 year and leaves nothing behind? In 12 months, one crew turns a modern city into a hunting ground. They target the right models, the right neighborhoods, the right times. The losses climb into the millions. The recoveries don't. And every theft looks less like a smash and grab and more like a supply chain. Investigators eventually realize they're not chasing joyriders. They're chasing an organization, a pipeline. A quiet industry that begins in a driveway and ends somewhere far beyond the city limits. This is the story of the gang who stole 500 cars in 1 year. It starts the way it always starts. One report, then another. A missing hatchback outside a gym. A missing SUV outside a townhouse. It feels like bad luck, until the numbers explode. Within weeks, the same two details keep repeating. The cars are newer, and the owners swear the keys never left the house. That matters, because it rules out the old world of theft. The screwdriver, the broken ignition, the joyride that ends in a ditch. This is something else. A theft that leaves no fingerprints because it barely touches the car. So the task force changes the question. Not who broke in, but what did the car believe? When analysts plot the thefts, a pattern emerges. The same models, the same trim packages, the same neighborhoods within minutes of major highways. Whoever is doing this isn't wandering. They're selecting. And selection means planning. The crew works in pairs. The spotter keeps eyes on cameras, dogs, porch lights. The operator carries the tool, small, quiet, and legal looking. They don't prowl aimlessly. They scout in daylight first. They learn which houses have motion lights, which streets have private cameras, which driveways have the exact model they want. And when they come back at night, they arrive with a plan for the first 30 seconds, because that's when most thieves get caught. Most of the cars on their list are keyless, push-button start. The key fob never touches the vehicle. It only whispers a signal. So the gang doesn't hotwire anything. They extend the whisper. One device stands close to the home, fishing for the key's signal through a wall. The second device stands beside the car, repeating what it hears in real time. The car unlocks because it thinks the key is nearby. It starts for the same reason. The engine runs, the lights stay calm. To a neighbor looking out a window, it doesn't look like a theft. It looks like someone leaving early for work. Sometimes the gang adds one more layer, distraction. A second pair walks a dog. A scooter idles at the corner. A phone call lands at the exact moment the car moves. And if the car has a steering lock, they don't fight it. They avoid it. They pick models where the weakest link isn't metal, it's convenience. But the gang doesn't reach 500 cars by using one trick. Car makers respond. Some fobs go to sleep. Some systems demand stricter authentication. Relay theft gets harder. So the crew upgrades. Modern cars are computers stitched together. Doors, lights, engine, alarm, talking over a shared network. Mechanics use it to diagnose faults. Manufacturers use it to update software, and criminals use it to issue commands. Investigators believe the gang taps into wiring behind a light, a wheel arch, sometimes a bumper seam. Places designed for repairs, not security. Then they plug in a device that talks to the car like a trusted component. Unlock, start, disable alarm. It's not magic, it's impersonation. The car isn't broken into, it's convinced. This is why the thefts are so fast. The crew isn't fighting the vehicle, they're using its own rules. The theft is only step one. The gang's real skill is what happens next, disappearing the evidence before anyone can react. First, they cool the car. Park it somewhere ordinary and walk away. Sometimes for an hour, sometimes overnight. Because trackers are everywhere now, hidden by owners, embedded by insurers, built into the car itself. If police race after every stolen vehicle, they can be led into traps. So the gang flips the script. They wait for the trackers to show themselves. When the car sits still, the crew returns with scanners. They hunt the tracker before the tracker hunts them. Some trackers are obvious. Those get ripped out in seconds. Others are smarter, buried in wiring harnesses, hidden behind airbags, disguised as factory modules. If they can't find it, they don't gamble.
Nope.
They isolate the car inside a signal dead space. Underground concrete, metal containers, improvised Faraday rooms, until the tracker goes quiet or the battery dies. By the time the owner hits "locate my car," the dot either doesn't move or it never appears at all. This is where street crime turns into office work. A stolen car needs a new identity. The gang copies a legitimate identification number from another vehicle. Same make, same color, same year. Then they dress the stolen car in that identity. Plates, stickers, paperwork, a clean twin on the road, and the original owner becomes the problem. If cameras catch the car, the number belongs to someone innocent. If an officer runs it, it looks valid, until the details don't match and the car is already gone. And once the identity is swapped, the vehicle can be sold quickly to a buyer who asks no questions, or move to the most profitable destination of all, export. That's when the gang becomes invisible. Not on the street, but on paper. One SUV can be declared as auto parts. Two can be buried behind pallets of secondhand appliances. A freight forwarder files the forms, a container gets sealed, and the car becomes a barcode in a moving ocean of barcodes. For investigators, that border is a cliff. Once the ship leaves the harbor, or the convoy crosses a checkpoint, recovery rates collapse, and the case turns into a rumor.